Hello everybody, Frouwo here once again, bringing you Starladder Season 8 Semifinals. We have Sigma versus NaVi, and this is Game 2 of a best of 3. Sigma winning out the first game in a somewhat dominating fashion, just really winning out in the laning phase and snowballing from there on, never being behind at all at one point in that game. But, new slate, new game. NaVi looking to come back and take a game off of Sigma and put it up to a game 3. Anyway, Sigma, in the meantime, banning out thus far the Enchantress, the Alchemist, the Timbersaw, as well as the Outer World Destroyer. NaVi banning out the Bane, not wanting Sigma to get their hands on that hero again. Banning out the Invoker, the Treant, something that Sigma used to be famous for, was their Treant play. And NaVi also banning out the Gyrocopter. In the meantime, Sigma, thus far, picking up the Venomancer, the Dragon Knight, the Mirana, and the Pugna. NaVi picking up the Visage, the Slark, the Io, and now the Bristleback. So, a much safer pick with the offlane this time, instead of an offlane Naga Siren who had next to no farm by the 10-minute mark of the last game. Instead, will be replaced by a Bristleback. Sigma, in the meantime, banning out the Tiny. NaVi, balls in their court now, choosing what to ban out next. But Bristleback, Io, certainly a strong combo. The overcharge, I believe, does increase.
10 seconds remaining.
No.
5 seconds remaining.
Thought it was a move speed boost as well, but I have been wrong, I guess, on that. So, but Bristleback and Io, just in general, a very decent combo. Bristleback will have an insane amount of regen with the Io overcharge as well as the tether, so in later parts of the game, that will be something to watch for. NaVi, however, banning out the Abaddon as the last choice for them. Slark also picked up by NaVi this time, seeing how well it worked for Fada last time. In the mid, maybe Dendi will be playing the Slark. However, it could be a Hovos Slark, it could be Hovos or Dendi, one of the two. Like we'll be playing that hero. Sigma, in response, actually picking up the Dragon Knight. So we could have a mirrored mid once again. This lineup, though, looking very push heavy from Sigma. Fada likely playing them, or no, Saksha likely playing on the Mirana again. Will be interesting to see if he can perform as well without too many setups. The Venomancer Gale does help out. Of course, the Dragon Knight stun, Pugna Decrep, any kind of slower stun will really help with Mirana. So this last pick up, Lich once again. Lich, the unsung hero of the early game last game, really giving it that XP lead right off the bat. Pretty insane how far they were ahead by the 5-minute mark as far as XP was. So NaVi maybe looking to lane this a little bit differently now, throw it off so the Lich sacrifices a different creep in the in the opposite lane of their carry, hopefully. Lich, however, still a very good pickup by Sigma. Not as far as the other person that I mentioned before. Lich kind of does help out with that. He can always get early points in Frost Summer, slow attacks, and help that out. But Denny picking up the Nyx Assassin last pickup from NaVi, so looks like I was entirely wrong about how NaVi was going to play this. Funnick actually being on the Slark. Havos playing the carry Bristleback, so likely Io and Visage to join Havos on that Bristleback in a tri-lane. Funnick likely to solo lane Dendi, the solo mid against Fata. And we have ourselves another match, my friends. Waiting on the rest of NaVi to pick their heroes, and I will introduce the players and their heroes once we're in the game officially.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And here we are. Let's start off with NaVi this time. Havos on the Bristleback, Dendi on the Slark, Kurukai on the Wisp, Funnick on the Nyx, and Puppy on the Visage, all smoking up. Level 1, gonna go towards the dire woods. However, we do have a pause. Apparently there's some lag on Sigma's end. Won't stop me from doing the introductions, however, unless we manage to restart the game in its entirety. But we do have Saksha on the Pugna, fucking mad on the Venomancer, pause, playing the Lich once again, Fata doing the solo Dragonite, and Miggle on the Marana this time. So a little bit of a role switch. Saksha not playing Marana this time, rather playing a safe lane Pugna, it seems. Gonna try and get that farm up very quickly. Miggle gonna do the offlane Marana. Like to start roaming and ganking as soon as possible with that very aggressive Sigma play style. However, disconnect and reconnect by Saksha, so we could have a startup any minute now. But we shall wait and see. This lineup, though, for Sigma certainly just screams aggression. The Pugna, the Venomancer, every tower on the outer towers, I would believe that they could certainly go down all by the outer towers, at least by the 10-minute mark, and maybe the inner towers before the 20-minute mark. Could be pushing racks at 20 minutes. Who knows? It depends on how this Dragonite does in the mid lane, how much farm this Pugna gets, as well as the Venomancer. So, game starting up once again. NaVi gonna have their hands full with this lineup, certainly. Not really having too much wave clear as far as that goes. There's really no AoE damage to speak of that NaVi really has, aside from maybe the suicide or the Dark Pact on the Slark and Funix stun, Havost's Quills, and maybe the it's all minuscule. Hey, you have to be right there to do it kind of damage. It's not something easy. However, Saksha ganked up on this top lane. Easy first blood for NaVi. Placed into the lane ward, and NaVi taking that early advantage on the first blood with the Pugna. Pugna doesn't care too much really at this point. It's just giving NaVi experience and extra gold. Didn't really lose too much in terms of experience and gold, so still can really see a nice start from the Pugna in this lane. However, NaVi with the extra gold could take that slight advantage, as the first blood actually went to Puppy, so Kurikai and Puppy actually trading off the Io this time. Or no, the Visage this time. Visage being played by Kurikai last game, and this time by Puppy. So Dendi versus Fada will be our mid. Very even exchange last time. We'll have to see how the players work playing the other player's hero, essentially. And Havost being left alone in this top lane currently. Kurikai, Puppy messing around in the woods by the Ancients. Havost, though, a very naturally tanky hero. Not going for the level 1 damage reduction hour, just going for the nasal goo. Likely leave that spell 1 for quite a while. And Dendi, early some harass out onto Fada. Trading pretty evenly though, both heroes taking quite a bit of damage. Funix will be solo laning against Miggle. Not as tough a task as he had last time of getting farm on that Naga solo lane against the tri lane. But Puppy will be here with Funix, so Puppy doing his standard roles in the woods, will be likely pulling, stacking, getting whatever he can done in that area, farming up himself as much as possible. And Fada now has his bottle, should be on the way any minute now. Dendi also now having enough money for his bottle. However, all the creeps now upon him. pause though, denying lots of XP from Host and Kurukai on this lane. Not really the best of situations. Miggle gonna be contesting the pull down here. Trading blows with Puppy now. And something goes out. Contemplating a stun by Funnick, no stun from him. Should go back to lane and farm a bit more. Fata now bottle crowing. And Dendi not having the bottle crow yet, just recently got his bottle, so no need to really. Jumping onto Fata, just again trading harass. Dendi taking a bit too much damage from the creeps though. Avos, Kurukai contesting the pull, trying to get as much experience as they can with that Lich, denying that creep every 36 seconds or so now. Another jump. Pounce coming out from Dendi onto Fata. Just really harassment at this point. Vos, Kurukai, playing very safely on this top lane. Really don't want to get double galed here, and the Frost Blast will just be slowed to snail's pace, essentially. Miggle spots of the courier, Puppy, having none of it, just scaring him away. Another pounce out from Dendi onto Fata. Dark Pact. And just gonna back off. It's both players trading harass back and forth at this point. And Dendi getting a little bit lower. Havost hopping on the pause. Gonna be slowed here by fucking Matt's Gale, however. Pause taking a lot of damage. Pause now going down. Havost, Kurukai getting a kill on the top lane once again. Gonna get back some of the experience, and Lich will be down for a bit. Won't really allow for any denial. Well, actually, already back up, so gets that. Dendi a bit low. Puppy, however, still here and wants to gank up on Fata. Kurukai now rotating in. It'll be likely to see him tether up onto Puppy, but there is a ward here, so Fata's spotting it out, now backing up a bit. Host got in a bit of trouble in the top lane, teleported out pretty much immediately, galed up, and I assumed likely slow to decrepified. Anyway, it seems about that time I should check the last hits. And Saksha in the lead. As I mentioned, that early death really not affecting him too much. In essence, just force him to walk all the way back to lane. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Funnick, second most last hits, farming pretty safely. Marana not doing too much harassment. And Vavos, meanwhile, on the top lane, taking a lot of damage here. Damage reduction from the Bristleback passive, going to keep him alive, it seems. Makes it out with about 30 health. Kurukai, however, gonna drop here for sure. Fire Breath misses, however. Kurukai trying to juke up the hill, walks back down, heads back up, and dies pretty quickly because of it. Havost, however, is still sitting in lane. If he gets another blasted here, maybe right-clicked once or twice, he could be pretty out of it. But just falls back pretty safely. Anyway, back to the CS totals. Slark and DK once again trading pretty evenly. Dendi having a slight advantage in the middle lane, but with the rotation in from Puppy and Kurukai earlier, really not surprised. Fata really had to play safe, extremely cautiously during that. And Morana 14 last hits on the off lane. Frouwo sitting at 9 last hits. Not really a hero that can play from behind his bristleback. He is inherently tanky, but he won't really have too much kill potential if he's playing from so far behind. Fada, in the meantime, gone upon by Dendy in the mid lane. Poppy rotating in as well. Kurikai eating it out to the face from Miggle. Light gonna fall here. Fada, though, falling in the mid lane, as well as Visage. And Dendy gonna be the only person making it alive, but not really worth the trade. Dendy getting the advantage over the Dragon Knight, but losing both his supports in the process. All popped from Morana. Likely to just try and save Saksha. Hvost on that top lane, trying to harass him down. Standing right at the edge. And he's going to try and run away at this point. Fada, though, rotating in. Fire Breath and Frost Blast from Lich. Proving too much for Hvost, and he falls. So NaVi slowly losing the advantage they had in kills. I'm sure their experience advantage wasn't too much in the first place, so Sigma likely taking the lead now in this game. But I guess that should prompt me really to take up the goal difference. Goal difference, slightly NaVi's favor before and now dropping to even. Experience, actually heavily, well not heavily in NaVi's advantage, but 1,000 ahead NaVi. But the kills after evening up now puts NaVi on the opposite side of that chart, now down about a good 1,000 experience. But the game in general has been pretty even thus far. Still have to wait and see how it progresses. Their important heroes are doing decently. Dendy certainly farming up moderately well. Hvost, however, not doing the best. Still sitting on brown boots, only 9 CS still. Certainly pretty scary for him as far as how tanky he usually is or could be at this point. I guess probably one of the most fun heroes on NaVi is Funnick. Funnick now sitting on a poor man's as well as his arcane boots and a bottle. Has Vendetta up, but really hasn't done too much ganking thus far, so as I say that, Funnick teleporting in, popping the Vendetta instantly. Saksha may be in a bit of trouble here. Hobo's very much nearby, but Sentry Ward spots it out. Saksha backs off immediately. And Funnick wondering what to do now. Saksha's going to teleport out towards the mid lane. And Sigma going to push this tower with ease. Fada having the ult in 5 seconds and Nether Blast as well as the Venom Wards. Really just a scary combo to have to try and fight under when you're defending towers. This tower will melt down pretty fast, and that advantage of fighting under your own tower goes away much quicker than you would expect. However, Vendetta wearing off now, up in 10 seconds. Fada now popping the ult. Tower goes down very quickly once again. 2-3 Nether Blasts, and the Dragon Knight ult just not what you want if you're a tower. Sigma now rotating top tower, likely going to try and take down top tower next at this point. Maybe meantime farming on bottom lane, as well as Puppy. Puppy not proactively ganking too much. Did spend a bunch of time mid, but other than that, nothing in terms of ganking going under his name. And Sigma gonna poke away at this tower with Nether Blast and a DK poison. Tower again falling very quickly, so it's going to be a Fortify actually coming out from NaVi. However, Hvost in trouble here, taking a bit of damage, and Nick's getting blown up there by the Lich ult. Fada going down, however, Puppy rotating in now. Saksha now going down as well. Sigma diving a bit too deep there. Lots of NaVi heroes very low. Kurikai specifically under 100 hit points. Bristleback also was near that level of missing health. But now salving up, and NaVi taking a good fight on their terms. Only losing Funnick to the Lich ult, expended pretty uselessly. Had Lich maybe cast that at a better time, he could have gotten a bit more kills in the way of Sigma. Didn't turn out that way, however, so Sigma gonna have to try and bounce back after the fight, even though they did manage to take the tower. But again, game seems pretty even. Sigma likely squeaking ahead in gold. And yes, after the 2 towers in 2-3 minutes, gold advantage now 3,000 in Sigma's favor. And Saksha, Fada just gonna try and take down this tower before any of NaVi can react. Fortify already down for NaVi, so not too much they can do. Best they can really hope for is a counter kill here. Puppy rotating in with the birds. And Fada not rotating out fast enough. Trying to dodge the bird stuns at this point. Doesn't dodge so well. Saksha rotating back in, however. Puppy getting mighty low here. We're dropped by Saksha. Dendi stuck in the trees. I'm not sure that Sigma know about that. Like they do now after that word triggered. And Fada actually on the hunt now for Dendi. Dendi leaping his way towards safety and makes it out. So ending up no trade there, just Fada and Saksha getting the tower, and now Roshan next on Sigma's list. So all outer towers down by 13 minutes or so. A little bit further than what I predicted out as far as that happening, but the mech now coming out on Fada. It's a decent mech timing, but solo mid I would expect sooner. Funnick in the meantime spotting out the Roshan attempts, or just wondering why there's so many Sigma heroes near the Roshan pit. Puppy in the meantime gonna deward a bit, try and do what he can to support the team. Arrow flying out from Miggle, landing on the Hellbear Smasher, so poor Hellbear Smasher. And Sigma still taking this Roshan just nearly uncontested. Havost and Kurokai sitting top, waiting to relocate in essentially. Too many wards though from fucking Mad. Fucking Mad just zoning out NaVi and nearly on his own. Sentry place, so Funnick pretty much seen going into this pit. Ward drop doing a modest amount of damage to NaVi. However, Lich ult dropped. Lich subsequently dying. Venno popping the ult. Lots of NaVi getting very low, and Dendi even dropping at this point. Visage falling to what I assume was poison. Funnick not going to make it out of here alive, surely. No, pops the wand, and oof. Pops the spike carapace just before the arrow hits. So Dendi going in the pit once again after buying back. And can't really do too much. The rest of the team really isn't there. Kurokai stuck top. And Sigma getting the Roshan at little to no cost. Venomancer and a Lich. But in exchange, they got the Roshan as well as the Slark, the Visage. And that was about it. So even trade for Sigma once again, but with the advantage they have, not the best, I guess. Tower denied on bottom by Paz. And our Aegis goes on to Saksha playing Pugna. So NaVi looking maybe to get some towers in the near future. Or just look for this kill onto Saksha. Pop that Aegis. Stun hitting from Funnick as well as the Vendetta. Nuked down by Puppy. And Dendi gonna make it out. Puppy gonna make it out. NaVi making it out safely after popping that Aegis of Saksha. Stun out from Fada onto Dendi though. Dendi gonna pop the ult, run away. Sigma not gonna care, gonna continue trying to push mid. In the meantime, Havost, Kurokai gonna try and take top. But Sigma fortify, like just to try and delay that push and take mid in the meantime. Puppy fighting with the Venom wards, but versus Sigma trying to take down the tower. Make sure they get it down before Havost and Kurokai have time to rotate back into the fight. But that relocate is up, so could happen anytime at all, to be honest. Sigma now taking down the T2 mid. Seems to keep the want to push. Team that's sent out by Funnick onto Feta and Paz. Sigma not letting up now, pushing to the mid tower. To tier 3 mid tower, mind you. And Havost, Kurokai, sitting top, continuing to push. When Navi's ready to fight, I'm sure that they will reclade in, but Funnick dying there. Dendi going in now. Onto Fada. Fada, half health. Puppy getting very low after Lich Ult, now going down. Havost, Kurokai relocating in. Sigma all still moderately well alive. Funnick buying back into the fight. Kurokai now stuck back top. And after forcing a Dendi buyback, actually no Dendi buyback. Puppy who bought back. Sigma is really satisfied with the fight, and they're just going to retreat. The tower taking about 800 points worth of damage, so not too shabby in exchange for Sigma. Really lost no heroes there, and Navi expended most of the stuff they had. With Dendi nearly dying and Visage having to buy back. And Dendi and company rotating top, looking for Saksha. Saksha being hunted now, and stun misses from Funnick. However, Dendi makes the leap, catches him, and he subsequently dies to the gank train of Navi. Very aggressive wards from Navi being placed out now. And with that gank, let's take a look at some items. Dragonite now finishing that mechanism I had mentioned earlier. Lich not having too much. Mirana working towards what seems to be a BKB now after buying a Yasha and Treads. Havost now having the Vanguard as well as a Cloak. Seems to be building maybe a... Oh, hold on. Havost being ganked up here. Havost taking lots of damage. Kirk, however, timing the relocate out very well. Pops it just before Havost dies. Havost not going to go back with Kurokai though. Kurokai trying to do a cheeky teleport out strat, but it does not work, and Sigma get the kill onto Kurokai. And they now look to push mid once again. In the meantime, pushing down top. Gonna teleport back home though, and hopefully get to this fight in time. Fucking mad, stunned up by the birds from Puppy. Fada. Paris, Saksha chipping away at the tower. Tower very low to going down, now down. Saksha going down immediately as soon as Dendi jumped on him. Lich Ult popped on the birds. Fucking mad. Almost going down. Dendi, however, indeed going down in exchange for the Pugna. T3 towers now down, and Sigma once again just going to back off. Not having the pushing tower with the Enigma, or with the Pugna being down. Venomets are also getting very low in that fight. And let's continue to try and take our look at items. Kurokai sitting on an urn and regular boots. Funnick, even though starting off with all that farm, still hasn't gotten his first real item aside from, I guess, the Sork boots or the Arcane boots. So nearly has a 4-staff, about another 400 gold for him, and he'll have it. Puppy has a cloak as well as the Medallion of Courage. And Havost, as I mentioned earlier, could be building this into a Assault Kuros, but could also be building it into a... Oh, no, Blade Mail. Blade Mail controversial item on Bristleback, as the damage reduction that the Bristleback applies is applied after damage reduction, as in the reflected damage is applied after damage reduction, so it's a lot less damage than you would expect from a blade mail if you're facing the wrong way. Otherwise, it's fully amped. At that point, you should really be scared because you're taking too much damage. Sigma, though, gonna try and push down this mid lane. Navi collapsing on them at this point. Dendi up top, and Nick's up top as well. Fucking mad, trying to scout as well as he can in that area. Vos gonna spam with some of that goo. Funnet coming in from the back now, getting a 3-man stun onto Sigma, but subsequently being blown up. Navi now taking out Saksha on the Pugna. Dendi now going down. Double damage on Fada. And Miggle going down here in exchange for Kurikai. Havos now pops the blade mail and runs away. And Sigma just going to take that fight. I do believe Io actually bought back in that fight. So 3 for 2. Although again, Pugna falls. Pugna dying the last 2 exchanges, now sitting on 6 deaths and trying to work towards that Aghanim's, it seems. Fucking mad in the meantime, working towards a Rod of Atos. Oh, actually, not an Atos, a Necro, it seems. And really no item progression out from Sigma at this point. Actually, lots of Necros seem to be coming out. Paw's also picking up a set of drums, needing that aura for the push. Roshan going to be up in another 2 minutes, it seems. And Navi, again, aggressively playing into Sigma's wood. Sigma, however, not there at all. Most of them mid. So I really wouldn't count Navi out of this one, even though Gold Vanish isn't too much of a difference. Experience now back in Navi's favor, however. So Navi playing back into this game quite convincingly as well, holding off that mid push, which is really part of Sigma's goal, I guess, in this, is to get the racks down. What seemed to be a 20-minute timer, but now is being delayed further and further. And slowly, as Navi gain more and more farm, they will start to overwhelm the Pugna, and really the load will have to be buried by the Mirana and the Dragon Knight for Sigma. So hopefully getting some farm up on those heroes, and for the time being, if I were Sigma. Dendi actually not going for that gank at all, smoking up from Sigma, and I believe an Invis. Actually, no, it was in Ronald, not an Invis. Really allowed them to not get caught out there by Dendi and company. We're looking around top for a couple kills. Anyway, both just standing backwards and tanking it up with the Bristleback and the Quill Spray, doing the Ancient Stack. And it seems as if Sigma's just going to wait for this next Roshan until they attempt another push down mid. Up in about another 5 seconds now, it seems. Or no, this is a lot longer than it seems, so 20 to 30 seconds, I guess. But any second now, Roshan should be up. Navi, no wards near the vicinity of the pit though, so just gonna have to try and spot it out and notice when Sigma rotates. Could likely take the next team fight at the roast pit, pending on whether or not their stuns and such land all on multiple heroes. Navi, they're gonna try and push this mid tower. Sigma obviously on the back foot here now. Don't want to gauge off the tower. Very spooky for them. Both decrepified now. Kurikai stunned, however. Kurikai going down. Fucking mad. And company now chasing down Havos. Havos going down in the mid lane. Navi maybe feeling a bit too strong there. Roshan now up, however, after that fight. Sigma gonna ignore that fact, however, and go straight for the racks mid, having the Bristleback down, one of the main people who take damage for Navi. Dendi gonna teleport back in. Funnick force staffing in, stunning on Miggle and Fada, as well as Saksha. Fucking mad, popping the ult onto Puppy, as well as Dendi. Puppy being blown up by the Fire Breath. Stuns coming out, however, from Puppy with the birds. 2 still down for Navi. Kurikai not back up yet. Wards being placed on the high ground by fucking mad. And Sigma gonna continue the push. Vost doing what he can as a bristleback, and Funnick stunned before he can throw his stun out, and Rax about to fall. Dendi, Kurikai really don't want to engage into this. 2 on their team already down. The last Rax, range Rax, goes down for Na'Vi. So middle Raxing spells the fate of Na'Vi. Nearly. Na'Vi still in the game, obviously. Haven't really left yet. Still, we're at an XP advantage, but no longer have that. Gold now trending more in Sigma's favor. And Roshan likely to spell an end to maybe another set of racks for Na'Vi. However, T2 Sours are still up for Na'Vi on the top and bottom lanes, so it will take Sigma a bit to take those down first. And Roshan now falling. Bo's continuing to farm up. Has a Hood of Defiance now. Gonna save him a bit from Pugna's magical damage as well as the Fire Breath. The Veno alt as well as the Lich alt, so lots of magical damage coming out. Very good item choice. Dendi, about 600 away from a BKB. Help him out again with the magical damage as it denies all magical damage. Kurikai sitting on Wand and Brown Boots. Funnick again with that Force Staff, nothing else really. Puppy now a point booster to his name, and Sigma. Necros, and just lots of items give him much more survivability. Fada is still with the mechanism working towards an AC now. And fucking mad, or Miggle rather, working towards a BKB it seems. Oh, a Desolator rather. And Necro 2 now on Pugna. So Necro 3 on fucking mad and Necro 2 on Pugna. This could be an easy tower grab for Sigma. Puppy sitting on the backline tower, and Funnick trying to stun up what he can. Sigma's, or Saksha specifically, so pretty squishy as far as it goes. Only 1300 life at this point in the game. Dendi, or rather, Havost in a bit of trouble here. Taking a lot of damage, goes down. Lich, however, falling very low. Lich now falling. Miggle taking damage from Dendi. Saksha also falling to Dendi. Aegis popped. Fucking mad. Maybe next in line. However, really just the rest of Na'Vi falling as the Aegis pops and Pugna returns to the fight. Na'Vi 4 down after that fight. We're just losing heroes first on the front side of the fight, and then as Sigma retreated in the back part of the fight, really. So this is going to be a second set of raxing for Na'Vi. Na'Vi now down 2 sets of racks. Going to be very difficult for them to come back from this one. Atos now finished on fucking mad. Fada now finishing the AC as well, so Beatum's now coming up for Sigma, and it is certainly looking grim for Na'Vi. 10,000 gold in Sigma's favor now. XP trending very much in the way of Sigma as well, nearly 4,000. So Na'Vi may be facing elimination into the lower bracket. Certainly not something they want, as they will have to face a very tough competitor in Fnatic. Denny, however, not going to let that happen if he going to try to not let that happen. Going to hop on fucking mad, and Kurikai, Funnick teleporting in. Dendi eating the arrow from Miggle, and fucking mad going down. However, Funnick does indeed die. Kurikai manages to get out, and Dendi gonna make it out as well. Gonna do some farming in the meantime though. He does have his BKB now as well. Pugna sitting on that Necro 3 still, or now a Necro 3. And another Force Staff on pause, so 2 Force Staffs up now for Sigma. And again, AC on Fada really going to help out this push. Not sure if NaVi noticed or not, but if they have, I really would be very careful engaging into the Assault Cuirass with the armor reduction, with the attack speed aura and the Necro units. Certainly very spooky. Puppy working towards an Aghanims, it seems, and Dendy now with a Basher. At this point, fighting for their winner's bracket right. And NaVi all backing off the tower. Don't even want to try and contest this. Just feel that they do not have the items, the strength, the levels to do so. Now, the last stand for NaVi now. They need to defend this Rax. Havost teleporting in. Havost subsequently stunned, arrowed up now. Dendy in the meantime hopping onto Paz. Paz going down. Havost still alive. Dendy now tethered up with Kurikai. Kurikai now falling. Dendy taking the right clicks from Miggle, just falling. And GG called out by Puppy and the rest of NaVi, as NaVi now loses this series 0-2. Sigma moving on to the winner's bracket now to face Alliance. NaVi dropping down to the loser's bracket to face Fnatic. A 2-0 series by Sigma in this best of 3 Starladder semifinals. Again, not really a early win for Sigma. They just it essentially got to the point where once they had the levels, once they had maybe just the mech, that they had the ability to push, and they did it and got plenty of gold. And once they had the gold, they started getting back experience. That was previously pretty even. NaVi there, however, almost bounced back, almost got back into the game, but their efforts were not enough, and Sigma managed to again move on, defeat NaVi in the semifinals, and send them to the losers bracket. So, again, I am Frouwo. I cast this game for you guys. If you enjoyed it, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff. If you like it, just there's a whole bunch of ways to show your appreciation. If you didn't like it, constructive criticism is always appreciated. Contact me through YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, not Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And yeah, I'll work on making the cast to a point where you find it acceptable for yourself. But I thank you again for watching, and have a nice day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the rest of Starladder.